Okay. Hi, Leanne. How are you?
Good morning, Ros. I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm feeling really good considering. But yeah, it, it's sort of a nice morning, but it's got a nip in the air, hasn't it? It's
It
starting to get
has.
cold. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh, got to go up and get the Uggies. So did that. Got to go and do this and that. And yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
different, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
Paul's just told me we've got rain coming shortly, so
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to be in for pretty rough weather.
Yeah. I think Tony must have been following some of the weather stuff too, because what he did, well, we set out and did as much of the washing we could yesterday, so that was
Yeah.
drying in the sun because we like the wind and the natural stuff instead of
Yeah.
those things tumble dry. Yeah,
Yep.
I've got one, but I hardly use it because I much prefer to have the air do its thing, the beautiful
Yeah.
sunshine do its thing. So
That's
yeah,
it.
I just feel like I've got to sit up a little bit. I sort of rearranged my background to where I think I like it, and
Pretty.
hang the. You know how you point these things. Look,
The music notes above your head.
horns. There's my music thing. I really wanted that. And also that one because I
I
really
love
like
it.
that one from many years ago. I bought that from
Yeah.
beautiful artist Leanne. Her name was Leanne too.
Good name.
It must carry forward in all Leanne's.
Yeah.
Now, what I will do though is a bit of the home. Oh, look, see, I'm really slack. I just realised I haven't got our normal background and the Tuesday. So hold on, everybody. I'm going to make a couple of changes here and do the overlay. That's normally what we do, and I've got
That's it.
room. Like if I do it properly, and if I do it like this, we see a little bit more of the what is the what do you call that thing? Overlay border. So we've
Yes.
got a border so that everyone watching knows what they're watching. Okay.
Love it.
So what we have got though is I'm pretty sure I did the cross posting correctly. So that what we've got is in as well. MyTimeTV.live is the one that you need to be coming into, watching it there and commenting in that chat stream in MyTimeTV.live. And just in the description above, it should be just under the title, the link back to the MyTimeTV.live. I fiddled around with editing the thingies so that that's where it showed up and you didn't have to hit the show more button
Beautiful.
underneath. So it should be there's the title of what we're doing, which is the Tuesdays Intuitive Chat with Leanne and Ros. Then there is the HTTPS Facebook/MyTimeTV and the numbers for the video. Click that one to be here in the right place. Okay. And we are being watched possibly on Live in 5 with the Be Live group and my two pages, which is Hypnosis Plus with Ros and the Ros Bounty page and Leanne Winston Psychic Medium page. And I think that was it. But do make sure you click that link above to be in the correct channel page so that I can see your comments.
Beautiful. It looks like we've got some comments coming in, so people must be coming to the right page.
I did notice when I first started my editing that Natalie has certainly beat the gun by being the first. I think she clicked it last night when I did the scheduling, and put her comment in. So hopefully it doesn't get lost in the flow there, Natalie. We're not quite doing the reading part now, but just in case, because you were prepared and ready, Leanne, would you just like to do that one as a first off example of what we do? Then we're going to have a bit of a chat.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So, hello. Will my boyfriend start helping me? I've asked him several times, and he always says it's maybe I've won. Honey, I get the feeling you're hitting your head against a brick wall there. So I get the reference to he would have jumped in really quickly if he wanted to do that stuff. I do feel that it is very much about setting boundaries there and standing your ground with it, okay? If it doesn't get done, he will get sick of it. All right. So I just get the reference to, I'm sorry, honey, I don't feel that things are going to change in the way that you want them to. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I felt as I saw it last night, and I thought, well, yeah, unfortunately, Yeah, it is. It's a thing of standing your ground, and if you don't help out, it's not going to be done because
That's it.
so much. So thank you for putting that in so early, though, Natalie. I really appreciate that. Now, hopefully, these don't scroll off like they did before, but we might intersperse a little bit more differently today.
Yeah.
Because I know you yourself you do need to leave a bit earlier today.
Oh, no, that's next week, not
Oh,
today.
that's next week, not.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Because I've got a special little interlude somewhere in there. That's where my head is, as you know, Leanne.
Well, you've had a lot going on
last week. Yes, so
Yeah.
that's fine. I just found something. You know how Facebook does the reminders of something that you might like to have as your memory to share this morning. Well, it was from 8 years ago. So anyway, I won't preempt that right now.
Oh, wow.
Have a go at that later. But, I mean, it really does. When you start to actually do things, and I just remembered I haven't got my things in. Do I have to have my things in?
I can hear you all right. You sound okay.
We don't have an echo, do we? Okay.
No.
See, there's distraction. And here is what happened yesterday, late afternoon, evening, anyway. You know, the Centrelink, a lot of people are learning how to do the Centrelink functions and etc. at the moment because of what is a stressful situation in many people's lives that they haven't had to cope with before, as in, jobs that are on the, waiting to get back into it but not having income type stuff. And even with self-employed small businesses stuff, which my category is that. But I went to, and I thought, well, what help is there? Did the search in the Centrelink, and I'm pretty savvy with the computer stuff, which is fine. I can do it online. I nutted it out. But I went and thought, oh, well, I'll apply for job search and do that one, which is whatever it is. See, I still don't even really know the difference between the two. Well, I goofed up, didn't I? Because, a friend of ours had suggested, no, you need to do the job keeper. So I did that and it was all accepted. And then I think, looking back, because I did the job search probably 2 or 3 weeks ago when it started sort of sink in, I'm not getting enough, as far as earning capacity isn't there for me to be a living yet. And I thought, well, government helps out. They're supposed to. Isn't that what all this is about? So I thought, well, I need to go on the dole, so to speak.
Yeah.
From being in business to that, well, I didn't realise there is a help for the business side, being job keeper. Well, I've registered for 2. Now I've got to sort out and do 1 only, which it's also interesting, the process. And part of that, this morning I just finished off doing a resume, like tidying up what is a resume. And you sort of mentioned what is actually, so I'm going to have to wind the window down. I just noticed how loud that is. Whoopsie. And you see me big fat bum and all that. It's life. That was noisy.
It was, wasn't it?
It's worse than a dog's. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, in my little story stretching out, I realised, when we sort of, just as we were coming on, you mentioned, what was it that we were going to talk about?
What our passions are, where we're going in life. Sort of thing. What is our direction?
Yeah, because what was in the screen, just as I needed to finish off part of that application in Seek to do requirements for job seeker is apply for jobs, and I didn't have a current resume. It was old. So part of that, they pick up from old ones, info, and I had to enter this little box of stuff. What are some interesting highlights and things about you that you want to share with potential employers? And it's sort of think, well, my goal's always it actually hasn't been to be employed, but just to be helping people to be the best person they are, because that's what my therapies have all been about, and doing my solopreneurship. It's about that, helping people to be the best person they can be. And I'm thinking, how do you put that into context for a job search?
It's hard, isn't it?
I did fill it out, but today I've got to sort out which one do I keep, which one do I keep. Am I going to keep being in business, or am I going to be looking for work, and in that form? And it really has. When you said that, that's what it tweaked in my head. I thought, wow, what actually is my passion? I love doing this. It's this type of thing that I love doing, the live streaming, the online, the being able to help people with the readings, doing readings, guiding them, because that's what it is. It's questions are being asked and guidance being sought. So what is it for you?
Oh, same sort of thing. It's helping people, I guess, is basically what it comes down to. Helping people heal, helping people to move forward, find their passion, their balance and stuff. So I guess I'm very lucky that I can get paid for what I enjoy doing with the connecting with the spirit and the guidance and that. But for me, I think my passion is changing a little bit in the sense that I'm not so much focusing on the mediumship and the psychic stuff. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be a part of what I do. But I really want to focus on helping people be the best version of themselves, help them to move those blockages in their lives and heal and, find that direction, bring that balance. It's going to, I feel the way I'm being pushed at the moment is going to create a really big balance of a lot of things, or basically help people bring balance back into their life to be able to move forward in that way they truly want to.
Yeah. Lucky I closed the window. The street sweeper's going outside. What's that now? It's a street sweeper.
Your street's going to be fairly quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Although the other day when we went to go to Mount Barker just to do a little bit of shopping, this criteria of what's essential and stuff, well, clothes can be essential. So I thought, well, yeah, I did need a few new shirts. And more people going past, Quiet Street. They were doing some roadworks down there on the Britain Street. I've got to remember I call it English Street, and Tony keeps telling me it's not, it's Britain Street. Well, the association. That's what it is. And as I'm passing through, people passing through, what I'm doing right now is just showing up the hellos and effectively it's responding and respecting that thank you for your message. I'm not going to sort of spend the time to say hello to each and every one, but know that it's acknowledged and all that. So, and I'm enjoying the bouncing ball almost of the screen as it moves to the comments. So what else is it that you find, even in what, like, we do have the similar interest, otherwise how would we ever get on so well? So what further to that do you find as part of, I know many people just have difficulty in actually clarifying for themselves what is their passion. What helps you in being able to know, what you actually want to do? What are you, is it using the cards? I know I use that sort of as my helper in the morning. It's why I love doing the daily cards. Yeah. What for you is it?
Me, I guess I've been fortunate that I've always been pushed by spirit. So all my life that ability has sort of been there. So, they've always drawn me to like the sports when I was younger that I wanted to play and different things like that, subjects and stuff like that, what I've been drawn to learn more about. So for me, I seem to get told what's coming up. Like at the moment, I know I'm going through changes and I can feel that energy changing. But what the bigger picture is exactly at the moment, I'm unsure about. So spirits gives me that kick up the bum. They lean me into stuff. I've been feeling a little bit frustrated with that the last few days, as you know, Ros, because like I said to Ros yesterday, I know things are changing. I know the way I'm working is going to be different, but on much higher level and helping so many more people at the same time. But I just wish they would give me that clear picture, give me the words that I need to use, because I know I'm going to write programs and workshops and all this stuff, and it's all up here. I've just got to put it. And I think that is the push at the moment, is they're going, you need to download this stuff before we can give you the next level, which totally makes sense, because I'm like everybody else. I don't like being told to be patient.
I don't like being told to do anything.
And believe me, yesterday, being patient and wanting things yesterday doesn't exist for me. It was more like I wanted it last week or last month, rather than, waiting another week or two, sort of thing. So I'm getting myself into the habit of doing daily exercise, doing daily meditations. If I can, I do one in the morning and one at night, just to practice clearing my mind, to allow that information to come in. Because my feeling is I'm going to get that download through a meditation that is going to create that program. And I see it being not just helping one, I see it helping many, but I also see it being on stage, going out to hundreds of people at the same time. So, part of me 2-3 years ago, I would have gone, I can't do that. But because I've been able to practice and learn how to put my trust and surrender to spirit, knowing that they will give me exactly what I need, and I am supported in doing that by them, it really has changed a lot of things. So I just want, give it to me now. I need to do it. But I know I need to have the systems in place to support this information when I need to put it out there.
Yeah, it really is. And when you said it, getting the new stuff in, downloading the new stuff in, it did remind me of the factor that, look, if you imagine a bucket, we're a bucket, and you can only fill it to what is the top. So at times you really do need to empty part of that bucket out. And it's almost like, I suppose, if you poke the holes at the bottom and use it like a colander or a sieve or something like that, and let that's not needed anymore flow out, so that what you're retaining is what's needed to build on that foundation of, it's the creating the foundation from what you're actually given from spirit, and having the patience. Not all.
I don't like that P word. It's like a swear word.
I totally understand that. And then there's the other part, which is procrastination, because we're not trusting enough in what spirit is showing us and giving us, that we sort of do take that sidetrack and say, nah, doubts come in. I think I might chase that one. Or, look, that one's got the start. That's got the sparkly there. Let's do that one instead. But it's not actually what we're needing to be doing. It's the bucket. Emptying what's not necessary, cleaning out what isn't needed, and using what's left as that foundation material.
And see, for me, I find that I take on so much, as you know, Ros, I'm always here, there, everywhere sort of thing. And I'm finding a real struggle to actually stop and go, right, I need to put this time, this effort into this one project and get it to that before I move on to the other things. So I've been trying to balance so many things for a very long time now, where I'm struggling in myself to step back and go, okay, my focus needs to be here. Like I've been writing, as you know, because you've been doing some work with me on the the 14-day challenge back in, was that January? I think you helped me edit. And
was that? Yes.
Yeah.
It would be.
So that's it. So now it's like, okay, I've got to get this challenge finished, because that's going to lead into a bigger program sort of thing with a smaller group of people. So it's like, okay, yesterday I did the same thing. I'm going to sit and I'm going to start doing it. Mind you, I did get to read back over the 6 days that I've put in place and worked out what videos and meditation I need to put in there. But it's just where there's all these, like you said, the shiny things where you go, oh, I could go over there. Or then my daughter came and visited yesterday, and her and her dad went for a walk, and her sister and the dog, and I thought I could go for that, but that's an hour of my work sort of thing. So it's like, how do we weigh stuff up?
It really is that finesse of balance. It was interesting was it TV? Look, I suppose it is. I don't watch much TV, but I did see it was the clip of it had to have been, because it was Queen Elizabeth when she was a little tacker.
Yeah.
They were showing and sharing some of the film that no one's ever seen before, of her and her sister on the seesaw. Oh my God, the way they were doing that seesaw. But I think it was the type of film and the way that they don't flow very easily, but it was like, on the up, she was almost being tossed off.
I remember doing that as a kid.
Yeah, and you deliberately try to do it to get the other one to come off.
I think I got my brother off a couple of times, actually.
I mean, but really, what is the balance? I mean, even when you actually have that even level seesaw, for instance, in your life, that balance is there. What are you doing in that balance, though? Your legs are dangling in the air, and you can't do anything unless you've got the impetus, unless you've got something that is creating the outer balance to, put your feet on the ground again and bounce it up. So we still need that slight out of balance to actually continue creating the energy to keep moving forward with what we're doing. So
actually, that's a really good analysing of it, because in a sense, a seesaw is like when we're down, we're grounded. When we're high, we're up and ahead. So we can very much be like that in our lives a lot of the time. So it's a really funny thing, because not last night, the night before, I think it was up until 1:30 recording a grounding meditation where we connect with Mother Earth. So, it is really important to stay grounded, but not to be, excellent, Daddy, guided meditation. And that's what I'm focusing my meditations on when I'm doing them in the morning. It's not necessarily always about getting information in. It's more about just grounding myself and making sure that my head is clear and I am connected to Mother Earth in that way. Because that to me is balance.
Yeah. And also the factor that we are, as well as, I'm just going to point to that in a minute. It's also the factor of, now I've forgotten what it was we were on about.
Grounding.
Oh, I can do this. I'm 60 plus. Actually, I'm just 60 yet. Once I get,
I was going to say, you're not into the next year,
No. After the next birthday, I'll be able to say 60 plus. I won't tell anyone what. Who cares? I mean, it's a number.
It's a number. That's it. It's
this is a number. The 8. Adair has put that there for a reason, and it's because I think that does the chatbot trigger, isn't it, for my time?
Yes.
Yep. Right. Good.
For our expo,
Yeah, if you put the 8 in there, that is the trigger for the expo, being kept up to date on the information with that. Because of certain situations and the rest, we've actually put it forward again we're having it on 7th of June, Sunday, 7th of June. So it's just a pre-warning there of that. So do put the 8 there to keep up to date with it. Yeah. And I'm just taking this moment too to remind anyone that is out there in the other pages, do hit that link that has the numbers on it to be on the mytimetv.live link for this show, so that I can see your comments in the background, okay? So that's that reminder. Right. So when we're talking about the seesaws, how do I get rid of that up there? When we're talking about the seesaws, you said about being grounded. I mean, when you think of that, how much fun it was for those who haven't experienced doing seesaw as a kid, you missed out. But it's that feeling of, it's scary, but once your feet are on the ground and you've got control of the next swing, it's powerful, and you can wake up the other person on the other side and really get them going. And like we did occasionally, you try to get them off, but that's all right. You still had that, and then you'd get that. And it would work where you'd actually be evenly just having that beautiful feeling and sensation of seesaw, grounding up in the air, and that feeling of being high. Because I'm shit scared of heights. I didn't like that part of it, but it was still exhilarating. It was scary exhilarating at the same time.
It's like you're holding on for your life, but it's like you're waiting for that peak.
Yeah, and isn't it the same with some of the things that we do? When we do find our passion, and I know some people just say, I've got a couple of people close to me that say, I don't have any passion for anything. Well, what is your passion? How do you find it? Because I've had that question asked. It doesn't have to be an emotional feeling that gets you all excited and the rest, and you really love it and do it. It can be for some just that the contented passageway into something that they enjoy doing over and over and over. For others looking in, they might see it as boring, but for them, it is their passion because it's something they can stay focused on steadily and continue to work on and feel good within themselves in doing that. Even if it's, for instance, when I was doing volunteer ambulance work, I wouldn't say it was a passion, but it was something I was focused in on, being able to help my community at that point in time, learn what I needed to do for it. And I was dedicated and committed to having that giving to community that was it a passion? Well, in its way it is, but it's something you don't normally would seeing as that, because it's not business oriented or the orientated or something. It was just something that I really wanted to give to my community. What I like doing is this. I love doing these live streams because it's fun. It's what I call, I've got a passion for it. Well, it probably does get a bit obsessive and towards that, but it doesn't have to have the attached emotion or feeling with it. It's just, what do you like doing? Go and do it. What if you're continually doing things that you really don't enjoy and that are pulling you down, and you feel like that, the sense of that is why you're still doing it. And that's where I think, the focus is find that's within you that can follow. Find a way that you can do what you like to do.
Yeah.
So good. We're getting some lovely responses for the 8 with the 8. So that's good. Thank you.
That's it. Yeah. And that's the other thing, like our passions can change. We go through changes in life. So something that we can really enjoy, because parts of my work I've really enjoyed for 5-6 years. And I felt that's where my passion was. But at the moment, it's like Spirit is pushing me to move into that much higher vibration. I'm being told there's big things coming that, but until they give me that information, it's going to be a practice of being patient.
The big word. Off, would you?
That's it. But we change. So we've got to expect that our passions are going to change, or the way we are doing that passion is going to change. And I think a lot of people can get into the habit of putting a lot of pressure on themselves, because firstly, they get in their head because they don't know what their passion is. Sometimes those passions, when we follow what we need for us, not for everybody else, will be put in front of us. We might not know at that time that will become our passion. So, and like I keep saying to people, with all this virus and everything else that's going on around the world at the moment, what an amazing time to actually go back within us and do that work on our inner selves and realign ourselves in a way that we can see that we can move forward. And, that's where I've been pushing the beginners development workshop on people, because that workshop is designed to focus on us, to ground us, to protect our energy and all that stuff that is needed to develop spiritually. But it comes into our personal lives and, everyday life as well. So I think there are good practices in that way.
Yeah.
People have got a lot of 8s coming through.
Yeah, I've noticed that. And I've gone back up to the top because I've noticed those earlier the comments started scrolling, and off of it. Oh no, sorry. I think it was Natasha and Karen or someone. Now it's gone off.
Oh, we got Natasha.
Yeah,
so Karen.
The one underneath it that was on mine that has just scrolled off. I was just going to show it up on the screen, so it was there, and I can't seem. I don't know whether I've got my Facebook up on my iPad. I haven't. And it's not on the right page, and it's gone flat, so I'll turn that off. Hot luck. So yeah, look, it really is. As I'm looking through, because I'm starting to unpack some books and starting to put together my thoughts around the course, which I am going to do, and it will be card reading, because that's what I love doing, and the emphasis on that is the tool of my choice, but it's not the only one that I use. like like we do. It's the meditation and it's the sitting in Zen space and just being opening the channel. The mind.
Yeah.
So,
I think for a lot of people that can be the hardest part. Once you can get that channel open, other things follow.
Yeah.
Because you've moved that blockage.
Yeah. So I've been catching up on some of the reading and the rest along that. Not heaps yet, because I don't want it to be a formalised, this is how you do it, because to me that's not how I read it, so why would I teach it that way?
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting. I just haven't set a date for that. After this week, I'll be focusing on that. Some things I need to get through first. So, and there's some things that are being asked by people that I suppose because our normal thing is around about this time now, we'd probably start doing the readings. Sorry, that would be loud in the microphone. My apologies. Oops.
You did it again. I love it.
Whoever's there at the top now on my list before it scrolls up. The other thing that I was going to share with what I've got today too is a different deck of cards. I'm just going to show that as a solo. Now, it's one deck. Because of doing this course, I thought, well, I'll just see what deck I've got close to hand as an alternative to just the Lenormand that I've been using. And here's the Shaman's Path message cards. Now, I know the light at the moment's glistening on those a little bit differently. It's not yet. It's actually too bright. One day we'll get the lighting perfect. Ha ha. But it's a set of cards that Dr. Stephen Farmer has created, and it is called the Shaman's Path. Now, I have done myself I have done a Moon Key initiation a couple of times actually, but that is a Shaman's Path work, and it's something that I do really need to revisit and focus on, because it's like one of those things we're talking about, passion. At the point in time that I needed that training and needed that work to work on myself is when it showed up, and at that point in time that was my passion. I did do the ceremony fairly religiously, and the smoking, not smoking, but the it was the smoking, using sage and stuff like that, but it's actually more firework. Anyway, it's shaman work that I was following reasonably well. I was following it diligently for a while, and then you work it into your life, and then you start having life take over again. And I know it's something that I need to be revisiting. And when I saw this popped out of my drawer as I'd unpacked them, was these cards. And I thought, that's what I'm going to use. So for you, Shalisa, I'm just going to do that. And there is your card. So I'll do it that way. And do you want to share anything with Shalisa that you're receiving for her?
I'm not actually getting anything for her at the moment.
Right. Well, we'll go solo with this, because what it does is you've got the Good Red Road is the card. Now, hopefully you'll be able to focus in on that one. I haven't used these cards before. I think I probably shuffled them a few times when I first opened the deck, and that's all I've done, because it's not one that sometimes you can be guided to a deck for whatever reason, and this would have been because it was Shaman's Path and I may have bought it at the time. So a Good Red Road, and so for that purpose back then it wasn't needed, but it is now. It's why they got chosen this morning. So for you, Shalisa, it's a native term describing how well you follow the spiritual path and destiny that begins at your birth. So what you need to be doing is the suggestion in the middle, write about what it feels like to be on the Good Red Road, contrasted with when you're off it. So commit wholeheartedly to your spiritual destiny. So it's a reminder that you are seeking and searching for that spiritual connection. And that affirmation or agreement down the bottom is, I readily and eagerly align with my spiritual destiny as it unfolds. So suggestion with that one, and the reading for you in that, is that it would be, do follow what your connection is. In this card, it's being called the Good Red Road because it is, I suppose they are more American Indian style of card. I actually don't know what shaman path it's about, whether it's even, because there's every culture has its version of shaman. So follow your spiritual connection. Do spend that time in writing down what your thoughts are. What was that last, just to give you that last part again, whoops, that readily and eagerly align with your spiritual destiny as it unfolds. So do follow your spiritual path. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for that one. Now let's go on to another one. Oh, here's a quick one for you, Leanne.
Well, I get the house I applied for with I want, fingers crossed. I get yes, honey, with that. So you have to let me know, but yes.
Yeah, so that's an easy one. And there was just one that slipped past that was a second question, Dana. And have you got cards there, Leanne, or are we just going to go?
I haven't. I can pull them out. Let's go. The Letterman. That was at the top of the deck. All right. So a lot of you will know the Letterman with Ros and I have used from time to time. So, hey Taylor. Hi ladies. Can I have a card today, please? Thank you heaps. Of course you can, honey. It's good to see you. All right. That card's got my attention. Oh, friendship. All right. So when I say look at friendship, but look at loyalty as well. So I do get the reference to it is really important to have those people, the support around you. And I get the reference to those people are going to move forward with you at the same time, okay? I feel like something's coming to an end in your life, as in a situation that has sort of been a bit of a rocky road for yourself in the past. I feel like it's not just recently, it's been over time as well, okay? So my feeling is that it's going to come to an end, which is going to open up for new opportunities, new beginnings, which are going to be positive, and you're going to move forward quite strongly with that, okay? So I want to say follow your passions too, not just in the physical form, but also with friendships as well, okay?
Yeah, and I've got the Natalia. This might have been the one that had just scrolled off after Natasha's at the top. I can't remember. Good morning. And relationship guidance. I've already pulled a card for the next one. So I'll actually do that one as a solo. And what it is, the bloody thing. Oh. Oops. Sorry about that.
It's a bit of the tongue there.
I forgot to put the camera back on. Dancing the Spirits with your card, Natalia, and in the frame of using that as for relationship guidance, to me, it's feeling like you really need to be dancing freely, not hold up the energy around romance and relationship. So allow the power of spirit to move your body and express it as egoless, spontaneous movement. So let the energy around your relationship run free as well. So turn on some music, breathe, call in spirit, and allow the movement to move you. It is essential to your spiritual expression, and part of what our relationships are is our spiritual expression in that physical connecting with somebody else. So for that affirmation there, my body moves with the rhythms and vibrations of spirit. So, it bodes well for actually having a great relationship if you allow that. Oh, hang on, what have I done now? There we go. It bodes well for, releasing the energy, your hold on it and grip and expectation on it. Just allow the body movement and the dance to happen, and it will be wonderful. Okay, and we'll move on to a next one. Oh, there's the next one, Cherie. So she's due to have a rainbow baby just over 6 weeks. I don't get myself. I just think it'll arrive when it's going to.
Yeah, I'm drawn to a little girl to start with. You got 4 beautiful girls. Do I need to do enough? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, honey. I feel like it's another little girl in that way. Now, I do feel around on time, sort of thing. I want to say a couple of days each side of your due date. All right.
I was feeling that. As far as which one, I had no idea. So, well, congratulations that you've wonderful family happening there.
You have to let us know, honey, when you've had beautiful bubs.
Yeah,
I love baby news.
Yeah, I think I've shown Emma's before, and she's got a few things that's her passion at the moment.
Oh, beautiful.
And we can have more than one. It really is limited by what we actually think it is. We are the ones who are actually putting the boundaries on what is possible. So if you think, oh, no, not following that, I'll really be interested in it, still go for following where that energy is flowing. Spirit's guiding you for that reason by having, those inklings come into the mind. I'd like to try that. We'll go give it a try. It might develop into a passion, but do you have to have a passion? Just enjoy what you're doing at the time that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Now, we did have Dana's Julie. Hi to Julie.
Hey, Julie.
I just trying to scroll down and find the next one. Is there anything that's... Oh, there you go, Jen. Did we have one for Jen, or was that the one I did with...
No.
Right.
We haven't done Jen, I don't think. The thing doesn't look familiar. I would love a card on a romance reading, if possible, please. Any messages regarding to me and Miss M?
So there is already
a
connection there. Or is it in Ooh.
Okay, I get you heading in the right direction, honey. So I just get the reference to, I feel like patience needs to be said, that horrible P word. It's going to haunt me today, isn't it?
Yes,
all right. So to me, honey, you are heading in the right direction. As much as the fish I relayed around Pisces, I get the reference to it is about being patient in that relationship, because I get good things are building from that as well. So, just be patient, okay? Yep. Remember to communicate too.
Yeah, feeling that as well. Yeah, it's the support, connecting support around you as well. Yeah, in that. I haven't clicked on it yet, have I? I'm reading it. And not clicked on it. I had to find it again. One caught my eye. Morning, ladies. Could you pull a card and see what's going on for myself and family, please? Mainly my daughter at the moment. She's feeling lost in her friends group and a bit alone too. Look, I think too that the energy around at the moment is definitely it really is isolating, and that feeling of there is a fearfulness still happening. For me, I'm not feeling that, but I sense that, yes, it is still what is occurring for most people. Thinking of the positives. I have got a card here that I was going to put. I'm just trying to find my solo button, but I'm wondering, how do we do? Yeah, I'll do it as the solo just quickly. And I've got to keep remembering to put the camera itself on. So Pachamama, that's Mother Earth. So it's a very grounding card. It's a grounding feeling, because you see, like, Mother is, and if you really notice the designing in the actual the diagram itself, it's very much the birth channel of, for those of us who are women, will know exactly what that is. As far as Pachamama, the birth and creation, and, for the physical factor, it's the vagina, and that's the channel that's normally been, and why the diagrammatic aspect in that respect. It's the opening up. It's the extension and stretching of ourselves for moving into, from that creation of us in the seed factor into the embryo, into the fetus, into the birth of a baby. It's the mythology of Pachamama is the Earth Mother, Mother Nature, who presides over planting and harvesting. It is that creation into being who we are. Whether indoors or outdoors, plant something and continue to nurture its growth, acknowledging and thanking Pachamama as you do. So I'd suggest for your daughter to actually focus more, at the moment it would be inside and with the fear and wondering what's going to happen and what's coming up and then the rest. Plant something in Mother Earth to give that focus that is actually outside of self, but to witness what is the growth and reflect that witness of the outside into the inside and how much she's going to be growing in with the new energy that's coming now. So even to the point of lying on Earth Mother for a few minutes and feel her breathing and suggest, I pray that Pachamama bless every seed that I plant. And that's including every seed of thought that is possible that we have happen within ourselves as well, because that's reflecting what is the humanity and global feeling. But change that around, change your own perception. And if each and every one of us did that, how much different it might be in what that feeling energy is, that expectation that there's so much positive out there. There's growth in that one seed in putting Pachamama in putting that in Pachamama to create that new growth, that new beingness of a plant. But it's also us. Okay.
That's it. And I think your daughter also is just going through some vibrational changes. So you might find she's growing or maturing a lot quicker than her friends as well.
Growing pains are real.
Physically and emotionally.
Yeah. I don't remember them well because it's too far back. I really like this comment. I know I popped it up before, but it's nice to have it. You definitely don't know.
Exactly, Jasmine.
I am 60, but it's the next one is 61.
You're only as old as you feel, or is it the man that you feel? I can't remember that.
That too.
That's older. By 2 months.
The thing is too that you don't actually have to have someone else about you really to know that you feel good. Don't let it rely on others to make you happy, because that is a misnomer. It's actually something we tell ourselves that's a con. We're conning ourselves if we feel and think that we need somebody else to make us happy. We don't. Being in that space of who you are and fully present in being you, that's where your happiness is. It's where you place yourself in that space with love in your heart for all that you are, including the dark side, including the things that you think are negative and the rest. It's just thoughts that you have. It's just thinking. It's just feelings that you have. It's not a good, bad, or otherwise. It's just this is who you are. Be happy within that and put that out to the world. Oh,
that's it.
Yeah. So what are we up to here?
Kelly Ann's, I'm very much drawn to that. Okay, so you're feeling down. Kids are super full on, breaking things with my ex talking. Okay, my feeling is, honey, take a step back. I want to say find 5 minutes for yourself, even if it's just go outside, out the backyard, have your own time, feel your feet connect with Mother Earth and just breathe, okay? And when you're doing that, what you're doing is raising your vibrations, you're realigning your chakras and everything in your body, as well as staying connected. Sorry, I thought that was spirit walking through them. It was actually my husband. So you're staying connected to Mother Earth in that way. Now, I want you to imagine shields. So in your mind, I want you to see a big dome go across yourself, your family, your property where you're living, and down underneath the ground as well. So what that is going to create is a safe protection for you. So when he pushes his energy physically or emotionally onto you, it's going to hit those shields. So you can see it as a big thick wall that goes right over you and around you and the family. So do it over the top, side to side, front to back, underneath, and the same sort of thing. So it creates that big safe place. All right. I get that's going to help put your mind at ease. That way you're deferring his energy away and not allowing him to come in. Okay. I've done it myself where I will draw a mark in on the ground if I'm I've had trouble with stalkers in the past. that have been storeholders are exposed. I will see when I'm setting up my store a mark on the carpet that I draw a line around, and that's my protection zone. That person can walk past multiple times a day because that's what she used to do, but she never crossed those marks. So I found that really interesting. So set your boundaries so he doesn't come within so far of you. The energy that he's pushing out onto you to affect you and your thoughts, reflect it back at him. So you can even see that dome being mirrored. All right. So I'd say mirror inside and out, because you're mirroring back the love that you're putting out for everybody else back to yourself, and the protection is mirroring him back, his energy back, so you and your children aren't taking that on. Okay. So just remember to have some you time. Don't lean into that fearful energy, because when we do, that's what takes over. Okay. I know it's hard and it takes practice. Okay.
Yeah, it does take practice, especially to let go of the feelings that you've got with it as well. Yeah. Have we done one for Sarah again? Because this is where I feel we've done, and I felt guided to actually do the Lenormand deck for this one, spirit messages or guidance for me, and 2 cards, which is interesting. I'm doing the Lenormand and the next. I've just felt that okay. We're in behind the scenes. It was the two cards that I'm actually looking at, which I'm showing now because I turned the camera on again. It's more the male energy around this one as to what your guidance is, and I'm feeling that it is spending time to get your totem. And because the message in this one is actually on the back, I had to pick it up, didn't I? Isn't it a gorgeous card? I just love all those beautiful Indian, like the nation, as in the Americas, the indications of all the symbols that they've used over time. To be like to put yourself back in time to some of those, the meanings that are behind why they've actually painted them on the walls and used those symbols, because that's what they lived. So animal totem is a spirit being, sacred object or symbol of a tribe, clan, family or individual that provides protection and guidance. So I'm really feeling that is the guidance. It's the more male energy around. So it's the yang. It's that male energy and the strength around the particular animal totem that you're needing to find and identify for yourself. So find that one that is the special guidance and need that you have for whatever purpose it is at this point in time. They do show you the way. So with that guidance at the bottom, my animal totems guide and protect me all the time. So take the image of this card in particular, even if you sit with it as the focus, go to that pause mode and hold it there so that you can focus on that card in particular. Take yourself in a little meditation and just use that image and sit with what spirit is showing you is your totem animal, or the animal itself may present itself to you as being what is your totem for this moment in your life or whatever situation you're in. So that's what I'd suggest there from that card. Is there anything else you want to add to that one for Sarah?
Not necessarily for Sarah, but I do think a lot of us are feeling overwhelmed at the moment. I think with everything that is going on, it's been fine. We've had that fear and stuff, but now this energy is shifting. A lot of us are getting frustrated in ourselves in so many different ways. So I think it's really important for everybody to not put so much pressure on themselves, to acknowledge that, because a lot of us, like I said to Ros yesterday, a big part of what I've been feeling is like, I know changes are coming and the frustration and which direction. In a sense, that's a lost feeling that I've sort of been acknowledging as well in that sense. But I'm trying to be being active in how I'm going to move forward in that sense. So please know you're not alone. I think I've seen a couple of other comments along the same line with that. I just want to touch, Kellyanne's just put a comment up there a little bit further on, just saying things are happening, it's getting tricky and the police don't help. Honey, every time something happens, report it to the police. Ask them to make sure it's documented, okay? Because my feeling is that when they get so much stuff happening, you will find a police officer that will take notice, all right? So it doesn't hurt just to go and ask them to make sure it's documented.
Yes.
Okay?
Even conversations.
Yep.
Even conversations, especially conversations. Oh, that's there. Yep, just found it. So thank you acknowledging that. I didn't realise there were so many comments sitting down there.
Another that caught my eye was just about two up from that one, Ros. Detbika just says it's so true. Our happiness does not depend on others. We've got to find it within ourselves.
One up there.
It's just two up from Kellyanne's that you just brought up.
Yeah, okay, because I've sort of lost that now. Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it.
So yeah, we make our happiness. We create that.
Yeah, it's the other thing too that you mentioned as far as, there has been a few comments around about the overwhelm and things like that. I mean, from the news that I had the previous Sunday, to working through that to now, it does feel like overwhelm, and it moves us into a feeling of being surreal at times, because it's that connection with what is our daily life and what we feel on another level completely when it's to do with a sudden death and grieving. But it's still, it doesn't separate us from who we are and what we're experiencing in life. So as far as, it's still the knowing and the acknowledgement that it will move forward. It will be overcome. Overwhelm isn't permanent. It's something that we can move away from. It's something that we can change our focus and just have a different result than what we've always done if we choose to. And it does come down to a bit of choice as well, and why we choose to reach out to other people at times and ask for help, because there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's why we're here. We love to help people through issues that can seem like they're just bigger than life. And having someone to talk to at times really is a great, I'm not going to call it a tool. It's something that connects us with other hearts, and it shares the load.
It's powerful.
Yeah, very powerful. So, and I've got this one here that I've just picked out of the air. I don't think we've done Kathy.
No, Kathy, hope you and your family are well. I'm drawn to a card for her.
Yep.
Excellent.
And I might pick another one after that I'll do a card for. And then I want to sort of see if I can switch to what I was doing earlier. You go for it.
Yep. Okay, excellent. So I've got the house, the home side of things. So to me, the focus is very much it's going on an angle, very much around there. So to me, I want to say that is very much where the focus needs to be, finding balance in that side of it. I do feel there's some stubborn energies around that as well, but I do feel things will settle down around the home as well. Okay. And I feel July is going to bring, I'm drawn to the 7, but I'm feeling like it's around timing. So I get the reference to come July, look at the changes around that. All right. You hold everything together. Remember to give yourself some time, honey. All right. That's important.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And my eye is pushed to this one, pulled. I went to this one from Tash and I thought, not me. It's not really asking for a card, and yet I have got a card. And it's interesting to see what the card is, because we'll jointly do this one. Right? The card for you, Tash, and what I'm feeling as I saw that and thought, you can smell your dad around the house, and you want to hear from your dad. Spirit uses many different ways of actually giving us messages and connecting. And the fact it's afterlife here, that's the card that's pulled. I myself had felt that shift, that my loved one who had died tragically has crossed over safely. And it was my ex-husband who had that accident. And I just knew the shift had happened, that transition had occurred. So they're in the afterlife. None of us actually know specifically what it is or what it's about in its full truth. We're not going to know until we are back home on the other side in our afterlife, because this is only an experience in time that we're having in our lifetime now. So what has Dad got to say for you? I'll just read this one and then Leanne can finish this one off, because it's afterlife. It is the evidence from near-death experiences and mediums confirms that the essence of an individual continues beyond death. We know that. Recall ways that deceased loved ones have contacted you through dreams or in waking life, through signs. You can do this for yourself. You can reconnect and continue connection with your dad. A loved one is with you right now. So he's just sending the message that that is the truth. He's with you right now. And believing that with what this little affirmation or message is, I'm an eternal being experiencing in this life as a human being, expressing in this life as a human being. So I think there's your message from Dad. Would you like?
And that's the thing, like you say there that you can smell him in the house. That is a sign to let you know that he is there. So I always say to people, when you see those signs, trust where your first thought goes, okay? Because that is that true connection with spirit. I get the reference to when you smell him, that is his soul with you then. So I want to say, trust what you're feeling. What is it he's drawing you to? Because my feeling is he's letting you know he's around you because there's things going on in your life. You might be feeling a little bit down. There might be things happening that you just need that love and that support or that connection with Dad, okay? He's got his hand on his heart, which is my sign for love and pride for yourself. So please know there's a lot of that coming through. He also shows me your inner strength, okay, because he's reminding you of how strong you actually are, okay? So I just get there's changes coming around you. He is there to help you through those changes. They are positive changes, and it is about moving forward in your life into those things that truly do serve a purpose in your life. Okay, so can I leave you with his love, please, honey?
Absolutely. Now, what I have decided to do, just because it came up in my feed this morning, as far as a memory, you know how Facebook does the see your memories?
Yeah.
So I've got that here to show in my stream. And what I wanted to do to finish off was, and I don't know how this is going to work or not, it is a poem, right? It's a poem that I had shared, and it's written by, where does it say where it's written by? Seamus Heaney, and the poem is called Shame on Me. Now, because that in 2012, I shared this because I found it as part of what I was doing with my sound therapy. Now, I'm just trying to figure, how do I actually share this, Leanne, that I've got that on the screen and us. So instead of that, I can do it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've just got to have the poem on the side, because I did sound therapy as training, and a rain stick is part of it. So I'm hoping it sounds all right. You'll have to tell me if it doesn't.
I love the rain sticks.
So, and what I noted in it, I've only just discovered this poem by Seamus Heaney, Shame on Me. So upend the rain stick, and what happens next is a music that you never would have known to listen for in a cactus stalk. Downpour, sluice rush, spillage and backwash come flowing true. You stand there like a kite, being played by water. You shake it again gently and lightly. A diminuendo runs through all its scales, like a gutter-stopping trickling. And now here comes a sprinkle of drops out of the freshened leaves. Then subtle little wets off grass and daisies. Then glitter drizzle almost breathes of air. Upend the stick again. What happens next is undiminished for having happened once, twice, 10, 1,000 times before. Who cares if all the music that transpires is the fall of grit or dry seeds through a cactus? This is bamboo though. You are like a rich man entering heaven through the ear of a raindrop. Listen now again. Oh, got one of them coming out.
That was beautiful.
Had to share that for some reason this morning, so I'm hoping that you enjoyed it. The noise, the sounds of the rain stick. It's going to come in stormy. The weather is heading in for some rough stuff, so I'm told.
Yeah, apparently it's going to be worse than the other day. So, and I just love the way that vibrates through your body. So you may have felt vibrations in different parts of your body as Ros was doing that. I did. That's great.
So hopefully you enjoyed it. Yeah, I like trying something different. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Most especially, again, thank you, Leanne, for just making my week as it does with having our show, sharing it out like we do. I love it. I missed it last week, but hey, that was the situation at the time. So thank you very much too for your little comments here. I love it. It's lovely. Look, it is. It's sound and what it creates as healing for us is one of my passions. I don't have just one. I do have a little more than probably 2 or 3. Or it could be 4 or 5. You know, it just depends. It depends on the moment. What am I feeling is my passion at this point in time? I loved doing that and sharing it with you. Thank you. I love doing the cards. Thank you for allowing us to share that with you. And for you, Leanne, the gifts that you offer. It's all creating that family of humanity and put that from where, bring it out from where your heart sits. Sort out that inner being of you that you can actually sit within yourself in love with your heart in its perfect place and space to shine it out. That's my thing there.
I love it. It's perfect, Ros.
And breathe.
We definitely need to do that.
Yeah. So
well, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's lovely. So is there anything you want to finish on? Because I know we've got our courses coming up. You've got your psychic mediumship.
So what are we today? We've got a couple of days left of the month. So my beginners level 1 psychic and mediumship development course is on sale. So it's 35% off at the moment until the end of April. You can certainly go to my website, Leanne Winston, psychicmedium.com, or my Facebook page, Leanne Winston Psychic Medium, for more information on that. Got some more courses coming up. In the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping to announce the date of the 14-day challenge starting. So that's a mindset challenge. So keep an eye out for that. Besides that, we've got the group readings and stuff that you can book in for. So,
and that's all on your Facebook, your website, as well as your Facebook pages. I've just, because I'm the host, I can actually put that scroll in there with my website. So that's where to do the bookings for me for the one-on-one type sessions, and they are online at the moment. So if you've got the connection, we can connect. Physically as well, I mean, it just depends. I do have a physical location because we all do, don't we?
The reading restrictions, apparently we're supposed to be by Friday allowed to go out in groups of 2.
Yeah.
So,
Look, I mean, we know that it's moving through the full process of the coronavirus issue will be something we'll think of as the past. It will have ramifications for our future because if you don't change How are you going to have things being different?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the difference, to what we can create in
That's
our
it.
how we want it to be, not just let it slide back to the, I
Yeah.
was going to say that naughty word again, the stuff.
That's it. And I think you really touched a thing there, because we need to be open to change, because honestly, I don't think life is going to go back to what we know it to be. It's going to be better.
Yeah.
Sort of thing than we were. This is a push. This is the shift that is encouraging us to move forward, to sit in that higher vibration.
Yep.
Spread the love.
Still being grounded with Pachamama, because that is our live living here in this earth. It is the full experience of being grounded to being connected to our cosmic spiritual connection. Just needed. Yeah, and if you do need any more, just thinking, in the description thing, we do have your Facebook page link and my Facebook page link as well. So they're there as it's in the description. If you come back to the replay, that's where they are. Okay?
And Deidre just popped in to say she was on the wrong page.
Really?
Hi, Deidre.
Oh, hi, Deidre. The other pages do cause confusion because all of them give a notification. Yeah, they do. Look, it is taking a long time for even me to get used to what this cross-posting stuff is. And it does show up that it is like Leanne Winston, Psychic Medium, is presenting this show, or Ros Bounty is presenting this show. On the actual page, it shows as if that person who owns the page is putting it on. It actually isn't, and that's what I find confusing. It's why I've tried to optimize as best I can to put the link just under the description to come to this page, mytimetv.live, for our weekly one. mytimetv.live. For this weekly one. For your pages, when you do it and you're sourcing it, your Leanne Winston Psychic Medium, you'll have the link there somewhere. I hope you're getting used to doing that. It's only when it's cross-posted to the other pages. Look, thank you, Deidre, though, for persisting and coming to this page for the finish. And it will be next week, same time, 10:30 on mytimetv.live, but it will be cross-posted to the other pages so that people don't miss out. If in doubt that someone's not looking at your comments or whatever, come over to the page that's at the top. Okay. Good. Thanks very much.
Thank you, everybody. And I just want to send lots of love and healing out to those that are needing it at the moment, especially to my Uncle James that's in hospital, not very well at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Love to all.
Bye.